Hello, welcome back. Today I have another ink review video for you. This one is called Kosumosu. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But this is by Iroshizuku, and it's a Pilot ink. And I got this because this one has been discontinued, and I thought it was a pretty color. So hopefully it's in good shape. It looks like it took a little beating from the shipment, but otherwise it seems okay. So this is how the ink bottles look. I love this brand. They have beautiful bottles, and the inks they all have that I've tried have all been amazing. So anyway, if you see one of these inks, they often have them on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below where you could find their ink, but if you are looking for one and you like the color, go ahead and grab it. I've never had any bad experiences with their inks before. So, alright, let's try a swatch of this. Okay, so this to me looks like a very warm pink. Very pretty. Put a little extra down here. Okay. And very bright and vibrant. So this is not what I was expecting. Sometimes the colors online don't really show you the full range of what the ink is going to look like. All right, let me write this down here. Kosumosu. Okay. So let me set this aside real quick under the fan to dry, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's try this on some copy paper first. As you know, I like to test everything on copy paper because sometimes that's all you have handy and you just want to know if the ink will perform well. And so far on the copy paper, in person, this is a very vibrant pink. Alright, very pretty color. If you like a really bright pink without it being neon, this is a pretty good one. There's a tiny bit of feathering up here. It looks like a little bit more down here in the writing. I think probably if you put this in like an extra fine nib on copy paper, the feathering might not be noticeable. Alright. That's just a guess, though. I have not tested it. And this paper is HP 32. This is another type of copy paper. It has a very smooth surface, and the ink tends to show off the properties really well most of the time. So we'll see how it looks on this. And again, it's a very, very pretty pink, very vibrant. It doesn't have the one-dimensional feel of when you're coloring with a crayon and the color just looks flat. It doesn't have that problem. So I find that sometimes pink can look really almost cartoony or something, and this doesn't have that problem. This looks more like a flower or something. Very pretty. We're going to let that dry and try this on some Tomoe River. And this paper, I find, tends to show off the ink properties the best out of the three. And if there are any other colors you'd like to see me review, just leave a comment down below, and if I have it or if I can get it, we'll make a review video of it. Okay, this is Tomoe River. And like I said, this one unfortunately was discontinued, but you can still find it online in some places. As far as, as of today, I did find some on eBay, and there might have been one or two left on Amazon. I don't know, but for the most part, it is getting harder and harder to find because they're not making any more. But anyway, Let's take a look at that. Move this over. There we go. All right, so this looks really pretty. I'm going to give this a second to dry, and I'm going to check on the swatch. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So here is the copy paper again. As you can see, there's a little bit of feathering, unfortunately, but very pretty color. It's a very nice pink, and there's maybe a hint of shading in some places where the ink was put down a little bit lighter, but it's not, copy paper is not the best for this ink, it looks like, unfortunately. And then you can compare that to the HP 32, and you can see that even just between these two swatches up here, the HP 32 makes the ink look a lot richer and smoother, very pretty color, and there's definitely a little bit of shading. And it's kind of I think it's called chromo shading when it switches between two different colors, and it's more of that. There is some light to dark, but there's another color in there. It's not just pink. And this is the Tomo River, and you can see on here there's a lot more shading in the writing. And again, you can see a little bit of shading here in these swatches here. A little bit of shading, and this really pretty pink. It's hard to describe. So this is how the swatches, or that's how the papers came out. This is a swatch that we made. And as I thought, there is this warm color in here. And the pink itself appears to be a cool toned pink. I'm not positive because sometimes when things are kind of close, it's not obvious to me which way it's supposed to be going. But to me, it appears to be like a cool toned pink, and then you've got this warm toned something. I don't know if it's another pink that's just a warmer tone, or if they just added yellow. But it almost has a sheen, or like it's trying to have a sheen. I'm not sure. But then you've got this nice, it creates this nice shading effect. You can see it in the writing. And I feel like the shading on this is a little bit more subtle, and it's not a dramatic, like super dark outline. It's just the outline is, or the shading is just a different shade of pink. And it just, anyway, it's really, really pretty and very unique. So if you can find this ink, I recommend this one. It's really pretty. And if this video was helpful to you at all, or if you just enjoyed it and want to see more, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.